What is up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia, and welcome to another week of Tester Tuesday, a spot where I review Scentsy scents based on your votes from the previous week. That way we get to hear about what you guys want to hear about. So last week we had almost 400 votes, and we had one new release and 2 limited time offers, so let's get started. Alright, let's talk about our first place scent for the week. It is Pinkberry Sandalwood. This one had 29% of the vote, and it's a dusty rose color, brings me back to the 80s. And I would say it's about a medium, maybe just above medium on cold sniff. And Scentsy, I believe, has put this in the fruity section, but I would say it's more of a woods scent. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, pinkberry and fresh cherry add a sweet pop to tonka bean and sandalwood. So I looked up pinkberry. It was hard to find out because there's a place in Canada, I think, that sells yogurt, but it's not that. I think the pinkberry oil, it says it's also like a pink pepper infused oil, so like fresh pepper, but also sweet and fruity. And I would say a little bit of that, yes, for sure, because pink pepper is not like regular pepper. And cherry, just a drop to kind of round out that fruitiness. But what you're getting the most is the sandalwood and some of the tonka bean. So sandalwood in this scent is very dusty, romantic, perfumey, woodsy. And also the tonka bean is kind of that exotic vanilla with the undertones of spices and warmth and resinous woods and caramel and honey, blah, blah, blah. So this is very romantic. It's a prominent sandalwood scent with a sub of fruitiness, and it smells like a feminine perfume. So it's very romantic, and it's a great bedroom, bathroom scent. I think if you like the scent quiver, and maybe if you like the scent pink leather, and you like the scent satin sheets, and you kind of did a little magical mix, you could probably gear up with something like Pinkberry Sandalwood. But it reminds me of, I always say quiver is kind of like Blanche from the Golden Girls, an older, like sultry, kind of slutty woman. And picture her younger daughter by maybe quite a bit, like maybe in her 40s or 50s, and that would be Pinkberry Sandalwood. So they look alike in the photos, but they're obviously different generations. So how did this one do? Well, I warmed in 2 spots. I warmed it in the kids' bathroom, the top 2 cubes, and then I warmed it in Erica's room. I put 2 cubes in one warmer and 1 cube in a mini. So let's talk about the kids' bathroom first. I put that in Friday night around 7, and I didn't get a lot out of it initially, but I think what it was is the door had to be closed and it had to have time to build. Because at first I was thinking, is this like going to be 2 or 3 out of 10? But eventually I think it went to about 6, maybe up to 7 out of 10 at its max. But I found, obviously, the door being closed made a huge difference. And the other thing I found was as the weekend went on, I could smell it, and then I couldn't smell it. I could smell it, I couldn't smell it. But towards the end, it was just a very, almost like a special kind of perfume. Now, in Erica's room, I think I put it in Saturday morning at 7. And I have a note, it was between 6 and 7 for intensity, but it threw about an 8. Like it was really coming out of her room. And so that was Saturday morning at 7, and I turned it off Monday morning at around 7. And when I walked in Monday morning around 7, so what would that be? I don't even know, 2 days. I could smell her new IKEA dresser better than I could smell this. So I think if you're someone that likes those romantic sandalwood heavy scents, then you would probably love Pinkberry Sandalwood. I don't know if I think it's a spring-summer scent. I still think it's a little bit maybe more of a transition, summer into fall or winter into spring, maybe a transition scent, not necessarily just spring-summer. And I think that just keep in mind it was a little bit finicky for me. So give it a chance and try to give it enough time so that you can smell it. Because I think it did okay. I just found it was temperamental in the kids' bathroom. So will I be repurchasing this one? Even though I've spoken highly of it, it's not really my kind of scent. I don't gravitate towards these kind of scents, but I didn't dislike it at all. If Erica said she really, really liked it, I would definitely pick up more. She didn't comment at all, so probably just a one and done for me, but people are really liking this one, so that is Pinkberry Sandalwood. All right, let's talk about scent number 2 for the week. It's actually tied with scent number 3. So they actually tied, so I just put this one as the second scent, and it is Follow the Rainbow, and this one is from the St. Patrick's Day collection. It's in the fruity category. It had 17% of the vote and is a purple color wax. On cold sniff, it's about a medium plus on intensity. So let's read the description. Scentsy says, a vibrant mix of golden pineapple, sugared berries, and blood orange journeys to the end of the rainbow. So it's definitely vibrant. I think they hit the nail on the head. On cold sniff, I got a lot of berries and pineapple. And on warm, I felt like the blood orange really came out. On warm, I felt like I got blood orange the most, and then maybe pineapple. And then as it warmed, I felt like the berries were there. They all obviously mixed and mingled, but that's kind of how it changed up for me. I was surprised I got so much blood orange on warm, but I did. And this reminds me of one of those typical, berry, citrus, fruity kind of concoctions that Scentsy does. It's somewhat similar to Street Parade if you smelled that from the Mardi Gras collection. I think Street Parade for me had less blood orange and more plum, and the plum is replaced with berries in this. Maybe even a scent like blackberry orange marmalade, which is not obviously got that tanginess from the pineapple, but kind of along that line. So how did this one do? Well, I warmed it in just one spot, and I warmed it in the big area, which is not the big lion's den anymore. We're going to call it the... I don't know, the Cubs Den. The Cubs Den. 6 cubes amongst 3 warmers. I would say strength and throw is between 7 and 8 at its max. But I must say this one seemed to kind of hold its own for quite a while before it started to lessen. I would say I put it in, I think, at 7 in the morning, and probably around supper I noticed it starting to dip. And I left it going about a day and a half. But I probably could have changed the next morning if I wanted a more stronger scent presence. So I think, like I said, if you like scents like even like a traditional like black raspberry vanilla kind of go-to fruity scent. This doesn't smell like that, but it's kind of, they're all in the same kind of apartment building. They hang out together. I think for this you could probably warm it in a moderate open concept without high ceilings. High ceilings might be a challenge for this one, and I would definitely say it's more spring and summer leaning. So the only thing I'm going to comment is I think the color of the wax changed more to like a reddish purple versus purple when it was warming. So that's kind of neat. Will I be repurchasing this one? No, because I'm not huge into fruity scents. To me, I can warm any fruity scent and be satisfied. And I think for me, I'm trying to pick out the special ones, the home runs for me. So even though I liked it, it wasn't a love, and that is Fall the Rainbow. All right, let's talk about the other scent that was tied for second this week. It is Lemon Lime Fizz. This one is a beautiful yellow wax. My favorite color is yellow. It had 17% of the vote as well. It's between light plus and medium minus, I would say. It's an LTO, which stands for limited time offer, in the Easter collection. And I would put this in the citrus category. So let's read the scent description. Scentsy says, vanilla sugar brings out the joy in fizzing lemon and lime. First off, I don't really get fizz. I don't get a lot of fizz in most of Scentsy's fizzy scents. I get mostly lemon, probably like 2/3 lemon, maybe a tiny bit of lime, and a tiny bit of vanilla. So that other third is a lime and vanilla. Now I think what it is it does kind of read a little bit pledge or furniture polish, cleaner lemon as I warmed it. And I think what might be doing that is the lime, because lime can have that tendency to kind of give that like special greenery lime twist, and I think that's what's happening. I feel like there's a little bit more vanilla in this than some of Scentsy's other lemon scents, but not a ton. Excuse me, I'm in a hurry. So I would say it reminded me a lot of Magic in Every Wish, but I would say a little bit more vanilla. It reminds me a little bit of lemon sorbet, but without the lime. Instead, that one has grapefruit. And I've even heard people say it reminds them of the scent yellow. So the take-home message is this is pretty similar to some of the other lemon lime scents, and it just depends which one you kind of zone in on and really, find a love for. Now, I'm going to tell you, there was someone in my house that really loved this one. So, okay, I have a little sheet because I was writing things down about something else, and my husband walked in the room. Now, I'm going to tell you, I screwed up with testing this one. So what I did do was put 2 cubes here in my simple reminders and 2 cubes in my fluted gray in my bathroom. All right, so that's what I thought I did. He walks in, and I started writing down what he was saying. He's like, holy, and then he went like this. And then he says, very, very citrusy, fruity. Love it. What is it? I walked in and it was sharp and it hit me. And I swear he just kind of said those things because I'm writing them down as he's saying them. He just kept talking. But it was so funny. So he really, really liked it. Now, I put it in at 7 in the morning, and I would say it was about 8 out of 10. And like I said, it really does kind of hit you when you walk in. And then around 2 hours later, I'm like, I can't really even smell it. So I said to him, can you go check your scent and see what you think? He goes, yeah, it's definitely died down. So I'm like, well, that's a bummer. So I'm thinking longevity isn't the greatest. But then I realized later in the day at supper time that I only had my bathroom warmer on. So that kind of went to, wasn't a huge surprise. So then I turned on the one here in the bedroom. And again, I felt like I got a jolt. It like rejuvenated the scent, and I was around at 8 out of 10 for a few hours. So I think this is the kind of scent that maybe longevity in my space is not the greatest, but how would I warm something like this? I would warm this when I need an intense jolt of scent for a short time, and then I don't care if it kind of wears off. So something you make supper and you need to kind of cover up that smell, you put it in at supper time, you know, by the evening it's starting to die down, you maybe leave it on overnight just for making yourself psychologically feel better that the scent lasts longer, and then you change it in the morning. The other thing you could do from my screw up is you could stagger the start time of your warmers. So maybe use the same amount of wax you normally use, but start one and then maybe 2 or 3 hours later start another one, and then do it like that. And you might kind of just get those little bursts and make it last longer. Another option would be maybe use half the amount of wax you normally use and just change it way more frequently than you normally would. So there's ways around things that don't seem to have the longevity, and that still you can get value out of your wax. So I think this is definitely like a spring-summer mix, in my opinion. I think this is a good mixer, in my opinion. I think that it thrives in that odor reduction territory. So the burning question is, will I repurchase this? Because I'm okay with Squeeze the Day or any of those other lemon scents. I'm fine with them. But my husband really, really liked this. So maybe I will buy one more. But I think if I put Squeeze the Day in, I'd be interested to see what kind of reaction that gave him. So is it just this one or is it lemon? I'm not sure. But I did enjoy this one. It's just kind of short duration for me. That's Lemon Lime Fizz. All right, let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to present to you some scents and you guys are going to start voting. If you're new to my channel, you're going to put 2 votes down in the YouTube comment section down below the video, and if you can't do that, you can find my Instagram post. It's Patricia Gates. Put your 2 votes there. Now here in the pillowcase we have 4 remaining scents. We actually only had 3, and then I added in scent of the month. So we're going to draw these and then we're going to replenish the bag. So scent number 1 is Sippin' Poolside. Scent number 2, Berry Sweet. Scent number 3, Sun Castles. And scent number 4 is Cotton Candy Tails. This is scent of the month coming up for March. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the 6 scents so far that haven't made it, and I'm going to put them in the pillowcase, and we're going to shake these up and draw a couple more. So these particular ones have already had one kick out the can. This is part 2 for them. So scent number 5 is Evening Sky. And scent number 6 is Peach and Grapefruit Mimosa. So, thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. I hope you have a great day in your neck of the woods. Don't forget to vote, and I will see you guys in the next video.